Someone tackle her.
Can one of the experienced cadets, Cadet Patrick, can you go by the front door and see if there's anybody else left to come in and search them right quick for me?
Yo, Victor, you see this?
Yes, sir.
Victor, you
Good
see
job,
that?
Cadet. Good job.
Whoa, that's what I
Say
call
what's up.
dinner right there.
All right.
Attaboy,
We're going to be
Patrick.
starting the
Take
press
a seat.
conference here shortly. Just making sure nobody else is in here or is out front waiting to be seated.
Kidnap. Sir, can you take the seat, sir?
Yeah, maybe this fat. Yes. Never.
All right. Can you make sure Cadet Patrick has got that settled, Fisher, for me?
Yeah, I'll go see what's going on.
Good shit. I got all the cadets here. Some of them are dressed properly, but I'll let you handle that. They're not at the airport yet. I'm holding a little press conference, unfortunately.
All right.
Okay, 10-4. I just set them all as probationary. Is that good? All right, 10-4. I got you.
You get that, Victor?
All right, I'll ship them out. This is gonna be short and
Victor,
sweet.
you get that money? I got it. No.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. The fuck? Who is still out there?
Scar Diaz, I believe so.
Scar Diaz has already been searched. Why isn't she in here?
I believe she's waiting on somebody, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Fuck me.
F you incest.
We'll handle that later, Cadet Patrick.
God. I mean, I do want a promotion.
All right. Once Jay High gets back in here, I'll okay. So I'm just gonna make this short and sweet. Announce some internal promotions that we've had recently. Then I'll open it for questioning. If you haven't seen already, we have unfortunately lost our not. That makes it sound like he died. Our previous superintendent unfortunately parted ways with our department. We are still on good terms. He is still going to be an integral part at making sure we run perfectly. He's still going to be one of our advisors. Yeah, he's going to be a great liaison for the department as he has good IRL experience in all of this. But as of now, I myself have been put as superintendent. Jay High is now the lieutenant of the department. When we see that it's fit, he'll also be moving up in the ranks to take higher admin roles, such as me. We've also had a couple other officers be promoted. Officer Sins, or should I say Sergeant Sins now. We have also had the expansion of the BCSO since we had our last press conference. Unfortunately, none of the heads there are here, but I'm pretty sure Fisher will answer any of the questions they have about the deputies and the sheriffs in that department. As you've seen recently, we have a detective unit in city. Jay High is helping out greatly with that, and me myself is as well. Sins is currently the head of that. So he is going to be doing all the detective work here on out. With that being said, the detective unit as of now does encompass our gang task force and our drug unit. So everything is run through that department. It's split in two between internal investigations, which is what I'm heading. So any internal complaints that we get, I go through those, make sure they're solid, make sure all the evidence is fit for what we need, and I handle it internally. Sins handles everything externally. Of course, that is any investigation that isn't handled internally. It says it in its name, right? That's basically it. Jai, do you want to say anything about the new cadet program we're rolling out?
Yeah, so new cadet program, fellas. So what we're doing right now is we will be hosting pretty much academies, right? So the first academy today is going to be One TAC 22 for January 2022. Right now it comprises of about, I want to say, 7 individuals. You'll see 5 over to your right now that are going to be going through that process here shortly after this meeting. We will our agenda for all of these. They're going to have to learn on the street as they go, but the majority of it is going to be 10 codes, understanding the laws and rules of this city. We'll also be discussing how to 1080 properly. 1080, for all of you that don't know, it's a high-speed chase. So with that 1080, they'll be learning how to pit, so we can remove some of the ramming that the police officers have been getting complaints about. We'll also be discussing how to do Code 5 stops for felony warrants as well as felony crimes. So if you do see the cops roll up on you and they're busting guns out already, just understand that it's a Code 5 felony stop and you done fucked up somewhere. Additionally, we'll be running through like how they sentence people, do prosecute, hand out charges, how the lawyer system works, and basic functions of their vehicle: radar, license plate lock, dispatch. That's all
Yo,
I
I got
got.
a question.
All right, raise your hand. Who is that?
Yo,
All
I got
right.
a. It's actually a very important question.
Yo, you Mara Salvatrucha or some shit, bro? Took all the blue.
I don't even trip, bro. So these cadets right here gonna be properly trained, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's about 2 weeks ago, I had an incident with a cadet. He said there was methamphetamine in my car when it was a glazed donut on the floor.
Fuck is
Ridiculous.
methamphetamine?
Methamphetamine. It was yeah. That's the word right there. There was
Okay, well, sir, we can
ridiculously.
we can address your concerns and your complaint after this
Yeah,
press
these
conference
guys
is
just
over. But this isn't the
Yeah,
spot
I'm
to do it.
excited.
After this,
And if
bro.
there's any illegal
Hey, you want some of
substance
this?
in that vehicle, I would go. I mean, that cup right there, I'd go ahead and put it away and take a
It's
seat.
not. It's not illegal.
Oh, some
Scissor
grape
is
juice.
illegal.
Grape juice.
Take some of that, my boy. Let me know if you need some of that.
All right, boss, go ahead.
All right. Like Jai stated, this cadet program is going to be a lot, or this academy is going to be a lot more rigorous than what we've had in the future. Unfortunately, a lot of the cadets probably won't make it because our standards have jumped up quite a bit here in the past few weeks. And we've addressed the complaints of the public of the city, of government, and we just feel like it starts at the very bottom, right? How everybody's being trained and so on and so forth. So that's why we're going with a more rigorous and more intense academy. Besides that, in the future, if you would like to submit, or one of your cousins would like to submit an application to PD, go ahead and tell them that they can. For right now, we're out of this little trial basis of this crim cousin, and we've decided to move forward with allowing people with crim cousins to be a part of PD. Just know that if you do have a crim cousin, you will be looked at you will be scrutinized to a higher degree than everybody else, just because of the nature of it. I'm just making that known. So, if you do submit an application, you're not butthurt, when things go sideways. Besides that, that's pretty much it for me. Does anybody else have any pertinent questions about what's being discussed here, or overall about the SASP department, or even the sheriff's department?
I got a couple questions.
Okay, go ahead, Ernest. Yep.
All right, so as far as the sheriff's department, are they under the state police?
So the sheriff's department, we right now we're currently looking into all of this government wise to see how all the departments align, even with Coast Guard at the moment. Coming in the next few weeks, you might see some changes. The Coast Guard might actually be put under SASP jurisdiction. That just depends on how discussions with government goes. But right now, the sheriff's department acts separately outside of that. But they do operate under. We both operate under government supervision.
All right. And as far as you said, former Superintendent Ram, he's gone. The former or Captain Ho, is he still around? Is he still a part of the?
So Captain Ho did part ways as well. As far as how much he's done for the city, as far as getting us up and running, he's still going to be here doing repainting cars and doing that sort of stuff for us, but more on a consultant basis with the government. But as far as his position within SASP, that has been terminated as well.
Shit, yeah. I actually have a question. So, going back on the BCSO, in the past weeks, I've seen a lot of them, in city, maybe they pulled me over other people. Are they, in the future, are they going to be strictly in the more northern parts of the
You
city?
mind if I answer this?
Oh, I just
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like
you can go
Sandy
ahead.
Shores, Grapeseed, and Toledo, maybe?
All right, so here's what you guys got to think about, right? So the police station, the SASP and the BCSO are under resource constraints. This is why we've started our new process for the cadets, where we bring them in mass. You know, we do like a legit training with them, and then we'll cut at the end of the academy. So not all of these 5 over here are probably going to be wearing that same uniform. So to answer your question, the reason you'll see BCSO within city limits helping out SASP is because we've only had about 4 or 5 officers on at random, pretty much. If you on duty at random, pretty much.
I
So
understand that.
after I
That's why I
plus up our
said,
numbers, yes, BCSO will be patrolling out there, Northern Territory. They are the Blaine County Sheriff's Department, so they will be, out where they need to be at, and we will coordinate with them still because they are, part of the state, and sometimes we will have to, you know, coordinate and collaborate to make shit happen. So you'll see that come. Just give it some time, everybody. I know it's been a long time coming, but we're finally getting some steam under us as a PD. So just let the process work out that we've got going on, and you'll see some changes here in the next few weeks for sure.
all right, thank you for answering my question.
Even prior to tonight, shit.
I
Get these dudes
appreciate it.
trained up. Yes, sir. Any other questions from the gallery?
I got one more from the Weasel News. What is the estimated time on the rollout of the new laws that are being worked on?
That's probably a cut question for government.
Yeah. So government is currently working on all that. The last I've heard from the lawyers in city is that we're still the sentencing is pretty much cut and dry for these new laws. The one thing that we're still trying to decide on is fining. Um, I plan to get with the government officials and the lawyers here within the next week so we can go ahead and update that to our database and make sure that we are processing everybody under the correct laws and everything. That being said, the sentencing will be more strict as far as, and the fining will be more strict going forward. But that's just what government has decided to do, and as you all know, we're just here to make sure the laws are upheld. So, to answer your question, the fining is still, or the amount of the fines is still on the table, but this upcoming week we should have them all settled and uploaded to our database.
All right.
Okay, I actually have one more question. In the future, is there going to be any life sentences for maybe done too many crimes or maybe killed or murdered a few people?
So going forward, I wouldn't take anything that I say up here legitimately, because the laws are still being worked on. But as of right now, from what I've heard from government, there will be, as far as murdering and murder on an LEO, those will all be treated more strict. The sentencing for each will be higher. And if the evidence does come forth that you actually did murder them, and we do know that it was you, and we go forward with it, you will be sent to court. And from that court case, depending on the charges there, how many murder charges, you could end up getting a life sentence.
Now, to add to that, could there also be a death penalty
All right.
with that as well, instead of maybe a life sentence? Because there's a possibility that people. Wait, okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, a little bit of an interruption going on. There's a possibility that these people could be, broken out of jail. They can be back on the street. Whereas if they're executed for their crimes, they will, not be able to come back.
So that is a choice put on by the person that's being accused, whether they want to be executed or if they want to serve that life sentence. That is up to them. If they are executed, we do have a will being put into place. The lawyers will transfer over all of their belongings, vehicles, housing, things like that. None of the things that are going to be in their inventory or stashes will be transferred, but things like cars and houses will be transferred over to the next of kin or who they state in their will.
Alrighty, I think that concludes all the questions I have for you. Thank you very much, Mr. Nathan Fong.
All right,
Okay.
guy in the black right here. I can't hear you, boss man, if you're talking. Okay, there you go.
The court process.
About the court process? All right. So basically how it's laid down is if you are arrested for murder, we have to have definitive proof that you did, as some people are calling it, flat backing the person. If you flat back a person so they quote unquote don't remember anything, that is what is considered murder on an LEO, or murder on a civilian. So if you are accused of that, you will automatically be sentenced to 300 months in jail, right? After that 300, you will be set free, pending your court date, right? And in that court date, depending on the severity of your crimes, and any other crimes that did occur, like if it was a bank robbery and you ended up murdering officers or murdering civilians, that will all be taken into account during those proceedings, and you will be handed the necessary judgment after that, whether that be more jail time, life in prison, or execution.
Follow-up question. Isaac would like to know whether or not compensation would be provided if falsely accused and held in prison.
Yes, so all that will be worked out if we find that you weren't the actual person. Before it actually goes to trial, all the lawyers will sit down, review the evidence, see if it's good enough for a court proceeding. If it turns out during them looking at the footage that you were arrested falsely or falsely accused, compensation can be given to you for either your time spent in prison, or for your time spent in prison and for potentially your lawyer fees as well.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, Scar Diaz.
I know that.
You're gonna have to walk up closer.
Speak.
No, she's super loud most of the time, so she's on whisper.
Well, I'll just make sure that it's fine for now. For the jury, I remember whenever we had our town hall, he said something about the lawyers deciding if there should be
Am I
a
looking
jury.
good?
Yes. So, the lawyers will get together, and decide if there should be a jury or if the judge should, sentence them or decide if they're guilty or not. If the accused decides they don't want a jury, that will also affect if there is a jury or not. So the accused citizen does have a say in all this as well, if they don't want a jury or not. But the overall decision is going to be made by the judges, I do believe, or by the lawyers and judge.
Okay, and one more quick question, and then I'll be done. Whenever the jury is like they decide that they do want a jury, is it just going to be randomly picked or drawing
No,
numbers?
so they will go through a whole process of interviewing. And if you're found that you have any sort of relationship with the person accused, then you will not be a part of that jury. It will be a fair jury, like the Constitution and laws state. Everybody has a right to a fair trial, and if we put people up there that have beef or that don't or that are a part of the same gang or circle as the accused, then that infringes the rights of everybody involved. So the jury or the jury will be comprised of people that we seem fit for it, and that will also and people that we know will have a fair impact on the trial.
And you made me actually have one more question. Roughly how many people would be on the jury if a jury is required?
I'm not sure about that. That would be a question for a lawyer. Just to let you know, I mean, the whole court system is still pretty much in the infancy. Not saying that we're not going to go to court, right off the bat. If a case does seem fit, we'll go to court 100% over it. But it still might take a week or so for everything to get lined up and ready to go in full force.
Alrighty, well, thank you.
All right. Any other questions, or are we good to go here?
I think we are good to go. You only have 2 people other
All
than
right.
Dad.
So I'm gonna bring a close to this press conference. It was a delight talking to y'all. Hopefully the SASP and the citizens will have a good relationship here on out. And I hope to see y'all out on the streets, not committing any crimes, guys.
I have anxiety when I try to commit any crime. That is
Yes.
as well.
Isaac
Hey,
needs
Nathan.
what